guys, what's up? It's Dan Weimer here, CEO of Morpheus.Network, here with a very cool video with you guys. Excited to introduce you to the Morpheus.Network newest solution providers, all the way from the other side of the world. This is Demand Management Systems from Australia. I'd like to introduce you guys to Yuri Verjestinsky and Gary Van Shelbeck. And of course, you guys don't know him, Apple, my good friend and COO, he's on the call as well. So thank you guys for joining us today. So Yuri, Gary, feel free to tell us a little bit about your company and your backgrounds. I'll let you take it away from there.
Great, thanks for that, Dan. My name's Yuri Verjestinsky. I'm the Managing Director for Demand Management Systems, and now have been with the organisation for 22 odd years. So Demand Management Systems kicked off in Australia back in 1987, and we've marketed, supported and implemented enterprise level supply chain tools in this part of the world now since 1987, working with a vast array of organisations in virtually every vertical, delivering best of breed and best practice supply chain tools. In that space, we've worked with the likes of Demand Solutions and the Agility products. That's been our bread and butter over many, many years. And our team, supply chain professionals. So we've got a very, a different model in terms of the way we go to market, in that it's, I call it the three-pronged approach, that we know the people, process, tool delivers the business solution. All three working together deliver the results. And we know from experience that two of the three won't deliver sustainable results. So our implementation, deployment, solution model is based around the three working together and aligning those to deliver sustainable long-term results. Gary, I'll pass it to you.
I'm Gary Van Shelbeck. I've spent 18 years in the supply chain industry, namely working in operations from the ground up. I started off as a 17-year-old unloading a truck, and by the time I was 25, I was working with Apple and Samsung along the lines and looking after their accounts globally from a logistics point of view. I guess where I see myself fitting to this project is that I've witnessed firsthand and experienced firsthand the opportunities for a new platform to come into the game, such as Morpheus. And for me, my experience in the sense of working in the operations and learning, and for the last 18 years, effectively trying to manipulate what we've done from an Excel document or a Word document into something that's more systematic, something that's interesting for me. And that's why I think coming along the lines with Morpheus with Yuri was always something that's going to become a big passion of mine now, and focus moving forward.
Great, excellent. Thank you so much for that background, guys. I wanted to ask, what got you interested in Morpheus.Network? At some point, Yuri, you and I had a call. I showed you the platform. I showed you the features and capabilities. From that demo of the platform, how did you guys decide that this was something of interest to you?
Look, that was an interesting one. A couple of things. I guess, first of all, McDonald's used to be the big M. But now I'm thinking that Morpheus is going to be the new big M. And the information, the more I got into it, the more I read about it, the more I learned about, the space, what you're doing, how you're doing it, and how, customers are using it. I saw that, it was a solution that, one, was adaptable, flexible, nimble and agile, which is something that I truly believe in terms of technology. If it's not flexible and agile, then it makes it very difficult for customers and clients to deploy it in the real world. So the more I delved into it, that was very attractive about it. The business problem that the platform helps in solving, I believe at this point in time where we sit today globally in the economy, it's perfect. The timing is right there. We're at the start of a wave, which I believe over the next 5 years will gather momentum, and organisations in terms of the space that Morpheus plays in. I believe that it'll be heading towards the top of the priority list, especially post-COVID. where, you know, the organizations that have been exposed the most have been those with very poor technology platforms that have very little agility and capability in adapting and shifting their course on the run and very quickly.
I think there'll be definitely an increase in the sensitivity where things are coming from and where it could have been exposed. And I think Morpheus does have that ability to track and trace and see where items being stationed at any one time and either hold it or keep it there or move it back into Australia for argument's sake for us.
Good. Yeah, you both obviously are based in Australia. How do you plan to market Morpheus.Network in Australia?
A variety of vehicles. So we obviously, having been in the supply chain space, technology space now for 30 plus years, our organisation, we're very nimble in the way we market. A lot of social media nowadays. But one of the things we're very big on is education. And whether we host breakfasts, we host lunches for supply chain directors, for CFOs, for CEOs, and the idea is to bring those people together to discuss their business problems and also showcase what's available nowadays, especially for what we can help deliver. So we've got an approach which is very focused around relationship building and working with C-levels and directors that are looking to address problems, but address them very quickly, get the returns pretty quick. Not something that's going to take 18 months, 2 years to get a return. So from a marketing perspective, it's going to be very targeted. We've identified a couple of verticals, food for one, electronics for the other, medical the other. We believe those 3 areas, are ripe in terms of the requirement that Morpheus delivers. And the market, as we do more discovery research around it, it's still very manual in those areas, and the risk to those organisations is enormous in terms of the way they're managing their supply chains at this point in time without technology platforms.
Yeah, and
that's
just
fantastic.
Sorry, Dan, just to add to that, you mentioned education. And yeah, we found that that's a great strategy. It's a great way to open doors. We've actually done some lunch and learns as well here in Canada and Montreal. And yeah, very, very effective. So yeah, I'm excited to see, to organize some lunch and learns with you guys.
Yeah, we've been doing the lunch and learns and the breakfast and learns for probably since 1999. What's that? 20 odd years now. And I've always, my theory to it is the lunch and learn isn't a vehicle to close a customer. It's actually a vehicle to educate an organisation. And I've always said to bring them into your circle of trust. And I've had organisations that have attended 7, 8 different breakfast or lunch events before they become customers. But over that period of time, over 7 or 8 events over 3 to 4 years, they've seen, that we're in it, one, for the long haul. We're not just, a short-term fix, a sugar fix, as I call it. We're here for the long term. We're tried and tested. We've got a team of professionals that actually have, worked on their side of the fence and dealt with their problems before. But now they're sitting on the solution provider side of the fence as a consultant to come in and mix the technology with the process to deliver the outcome. So yeah, definitely the breakfast and learns and lunch and learns I find are great vehicles to get people into the circle of trust and get them to start to know a bit more about you.
No, I can't agree more. And talking with you guys right from the start and hearing the sort of verticals you guys want to tackle and the projects that we've done in the past, knowing that we have these solutions that can help the projects that you guys are tackling, it's just a really great partnership. I'm very excited about it, obviously, and having representation in Australia, with you guys is just awesome too. And those lunch and learns, you're exactly right. So building that trust, and it's about building the trust and also finding the timing at the they might trust you right from the start, but the timing may not be right? So nowadays, as we're seeing, digitalization is just being pushed ahead so quickly because of COVID, because of a whole bunch of other pressures to increase those margins. People want to make more money, and it makes sense, right? So happy to have you guys on board with Morpheus. I don't know if you guys had any more comments you guys wanted to add at the end, any other conclusions from any of you, from Nolan as well, obviously.
Gary, any comments you want to add?
Man, I'm just looking forward to coming on board and to working with Morpheus. When Yuri showed me the program, I'm an operator, so you have to sell it to me a few times before you could actually get me on board. But actually, when I saw the program and went through the demo with the team, I'm very excited to actually use the platform and go out to my network and talk to my contacts. And I know we're very excited to actually go out and start doing this.
Yeah, look, from my perspective, it's like Gary, excited by the opportunities, simply because you look at the capability of what we have at our hands, and it's something which can help so many people and so many organizations. So the value proposition to me, you look at it and you straight away see where it's going to add a lot of value and help organizations move forward, especially over the next couple of years as Dan, you touched on digitalization. Digitalization and agility. I think they're the two buzzwords that I see being going to the top of the tree over the next couple of years, and hitting the priority list of most organizations. And if they're not, then you'd probably have to question the strategy of most companies. I saw there was an interesting thing on LinkedIn not long ago which said who in your organization was the promoter of digitalization, and the answer was COVID-19. And it's so true. It's one of the positives out of everything we've gone through is just highlighted the inadequacies of companies in their technology platforms to satisfy their supply chains, and across the board from end to end. Not just supply chain planning, the other space we play in, but supply chain execution, warehousing, global trade management, that whole end-to-end process through to financials that is still so manual. With what's happened, those organizations that have got the technology platforms in place have been far quicker to react and probably lost a lot less money than those that are still trying to catch up at the moment. Mm-hmm. But guys, on your part, we're very excited. And we're also very excited because we're seeing the wins that you're having overseas with in different countries across the globe, and we'd like to mirror those here. And any from your perspective, if there are any industries outside of food, medical, and electronics that we've identified that you feel that we should go after as well, very happy to throw our hats in the ring.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and of course, we view this as a very close partnership, hand in hand. So through every step of the process, we want to be there to impart any kind of knowledge that we can, or assistance that we can provide, and any kind of things that we've learned so far. We want to help you guys with that same knowledge. So yeah, we're really excited to work with you and go after new opportunities with you. And it's I'm glad you see the value in what we're doing and the platform, of course. And what we're trying to do, the challenges that we're trying to tackle here have such a huge impact across the globe. The more you can ensure that goods can move seamlessly has a huge impact on jobs, on GDP, on so many things. So we're really excited to be where we are here as a company, and I think the future is very bright.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
Good.
All right, guys. Thank you guys so much. Really appreciate everyone taking the time. I know the one thing about Australia, it's the hardest time zone for us. This 14-hour difference, from the Eastern to Australia. So
half the time we're waking up and you guys are drunk. So it's a bit hard to communicate, and vice versa. We're drunk and you're waking up. And I have found out the hard way in the old days.
I thought
I'd be
You were waking up drunk?
Yeah, well, I was getting home from big nights out in the US, and I thought I'd be diligent and respond to client emails. Didn't always go to plan. When I get a phone call the next day saying I couldn't read your email.
Cheers.
It was the best work you've ever done, right?
Yes, exactly. Creative thinking.
Awesome, guys. Well, thank you guys so much, and definitely reach out to the team if you guys have any questions for Yuri or Gary or anyone at all on the team. I'm always available myself at Dan at Morpheus.Network, Noam at Morpheus.Network as well. Yep. Once again, guys, anyone who's watching, have a great day, guys.